All right, guys, today we are going to talk about how to win your offer in a multiple offer situation. My name is Jennifer.encarnacion with the Next Gen Real Estate team powered by eXp Realty, and we are going to help you win your next offer. The market is crazy right now, and there's more and more buyers that are looking to buy a house, and inventory is shrinking. What does that mean? That means we're up against and faced with multiple offer situations almost on every offer put into a property. So, how can you overcome this challenge? Step one, when you're making your earnest money deposit, try to make it the largest that you can possibly go. So your earnest money deposit is actually going to go towards your closing anyway. So why don't we show the sellers how dedicated you are to winning this offer, to getting your offer accepted, and instead of putting the normal 1% down of the purchase price, go a little higher, get a little aggressive with that number. It's only going to benefit you in both ways. Rule number 2, how to win your offer, is have your pre-approval ready to go. I know sometimes you want to find the house before you go through the bank and go through that process. I get it. But what better way to show the seller how dedicated you are than having your pre-approval letter on deck? Not to mention that pre-approval letter can bring us a bunch of other negotiating points that can allow you to also win the offer. Another rule of thumb that I like to use with my clients is the closing date and the acceptance time. Now, dates, just in general on the contract, is always a touchy subject for so many reasons. But what better way to make your offer stand out by allowing your seller, if they need it, some extra time to move after closing? So what if having that pre-approval letter in hand gives us an early closing date per se, and early enough where it allows you some time, a little bit of buffer, and then you can also let the seller know, hey, if you need to, I've got a couple extra days or weeks even, you can stay in the house for free. Just pick my offer. All right, guys, now moving a little bit further down the list here, cut down the inspection time. So the inspection time should be typically in today's market on average around 10 days. But do we really need all those 10 days to do an inspection? If you're working at the right pace and with the right person, you should be able to cut that time in half sometimes. But by you shrinking that time, the seller sees that as, during that period of time on the inspection is the time where you as a buyer can pull out without any penalty. Show the seller that you're dedicated by shrinking that in half, not negotiating repairs, and then we can move on to the next part of the transaction. Lastly, but certainly not least, put the offer on the property the way you loved that property. That feeling that you got when you walked in that property and you're like, this is it. Put an offer like, this is it. What do you mean by that? Glad you asked. So if you really want to win in a multiple offer situation, sometimes, most of the times, it means going above list price. Yeah, I said it. That's the dirty secret. You gotta go higher than list price. Now, sometimes you can't afford to based off of your pre-approval, and that's okay. We do what we can. But by going above list price and doing things like potentially waiving appraisal. Now, disclaimer, you do have to get that approved by your lender. So there's that. But putting the right offer on the property, the way that you loved the property, and a lot of times that means way above. I'm not talking 1,000 or 2,000. I'm talking maybe 10, 20. I've even heard 25 grand over list price. So you love the property, you want the property, you want to win multiple offers, you gotta go up in the price that you're offering. Well, Hopefully that was really helpful for you and gave you some great tips and rules of thumb to win in a multiple offer situation. My name is Jennifer Encarnacion with the Next Gen Real Estate Team, powered by eXp Realty, and I'm here to serve however I can help you. Give me a call, send me an email. I'm looking forward to helping you. Talk to you soon.